Hey guys, this is Cam Interviews, and I am here with one part of Knocked Loose.
I have dreams of dancing with the tide, but my feet won't get the tempo. A circus of the ants, my feet won't follow.
So we're here at Chain Reaction, a famous venue for a lot of people. Last time you guys played, it was a great show, super energetic. So, I mean, what's it like to be back once again? What do you expect?
I love being back. Like I said to you earlier, I grew up watching videos from this place, Bury Your Dead DVDs, just everything. Last time we played here was insane. I was so nervous, and it was like a dream come true, honestly. Right before this tour, I took the wristband off. I wore it for as long as I could until it just got too bad to where I have it on my bookshelf now. But it feels great to be back. I'm so excited to play tonight. Already loading in. I'm just walking around looking at the t-shirts on the wall, just like blown away, thinking about the history of this place. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it seems like you guys got big so fast, and like you're still getting so big. Like even with this new single dropping, you guys got like 30,000 views the first day, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's like it's almost hard for you to process all this stuff coming at once. Is it sort of like almost mind-blowing for you?
I think things did start to happen really fast, but I think that it's kind of kept us like level-headed. I don't want to brag and say like we're super humble, but like it's kind of helped us in that aspect because like we're getting these offers that like we never thought would ever happen. We're getting these like opportunities that we never thought would come up, and we have people telling us like, oh, you deserve this, you worked so hard, and we're like, we just thought we were doing what bands should. Like we're touring as much as possible, just trying to get our name out there. So yeah, I would say that it's helped in that aspect.
Just to jump straight into it, you guys did drop a new single called Deadringer, and what does that song like mean to you? Why do you think it is the first song that you guys are releasing from this new album? Like, just tell me a little bit of background about it.
To sum it up as best as I can is I'm an envious person, and I think that a lot of people struggle with that, struggle with jealousy, and like my whole life I've looked up to people that are doing like specifically music as a living, and like it can obviously apply to anybody that looks up to anything, but like me personally, narrow it down, it's just about the people that I look up to in music, and a lot of that is like rooted from my family. And like I said I was going to keep this a secret, but I'll tell you because I'm just like too excited about it. The name Deadringer was actually my pop, which is my mom's dad. He played music his whole life. He played bass for over 60 years, toured the world, and he was in a band called Deadringer. The word Deadringer means like two things that are similar. Like me and my younger brother Dallas, we are dead ringers of each other because we look so much alike. So it kind of fit with what the song was about, and I didn't mean to do that, but it's like I wish that I could be like these people that I'm looking up to. Like I wish I could be their Deadringer. So it's very much so me talking about my pop, hearing stories of his band playing Germany. Like there's like every city has like sister cities, and one of Louisville, Kentucky's sister cities is in Germany. It's called Mainz, Germany, and the mayor of Louisville actually flew my pop's band out to play the opening of this sister city in Germany, and it was like his favorite thing that he had accomplished through music, and he would always tell me about it. So like that's basically what it's about, just looking up to people and like being envious of them, and like my own personal struggle with jealousy.
That's interesting. Okay, because I know you're like heavily involved in like the creative process for this band. So like relating to the music video, can you tell me what you wanted people to feel from that, or kind of like how you went about like telling like the director your vision at all?
We worked with Max Moore, who is brilliant, and so many bands have worked with him. Obviously like Code Orange, Counterparts, and all these people go to him to work with him, and I didn't know, but he actually lives in Louisville. Yeah, he's from where we're from. So like the Code Orange video for I Am King was filmed 10 minutes down the road from my mom's house. Counterparts drove from Hamilton, Ontario to Louisville, Kentucky to shoot their music video. So I found out he was from Louisville because Isaac, our guitar player, has like been like extras in some of his videos, like through friends and stuff, and so that obviously was like a must. Like we got to work with Max Moore. Luckily, Pure Noise already had the connection through Counterparts. They had already worked with Max before, so they hit him up and was like, here's our timeline. And he was only available the day before we left for the Acacia Strain tour. So I had a phone conversation with Max, and he's a producer. Like, he writes these, and like, you can obviously come to him with ideas, like directions that you want to go, but like, he is so good at just really putting his idea into actual visions. So he called me and was like, is there anything that you want out of this video? And he gave me his ideas. He said, without ever listening to the song, before he got the song, he said he really wanted to play off the word Deadringer, have two things that were similar. So like the twins in the video, the two snakes, the two red phones, like that was him. And like, I told him that he asked us if we wanted it to be a performance video, a live video, or an artsy video. And I said that I wanted a really good mix between art and performance, because like obviously people are very used to the performance aspect of Knocked Loose, but with this new album, like as we enter like this new like chapter of the band, I want to introduce more art aspects to it, because like I've always been interested in the visual aspect of things. So like throughout the phone conversation, we collabed a little more. I told him like stuff that I wanted, he told me stuff that he wanted, and like really anything that he suggested we were down for. And yeah, we got together the day before the tour and knocked it out. We stayed for the acting portion of it, like the twins and stuff, which he said like not a lot of people that he's done videos for do that. But we were just so excited, and we drove 30 minutes to get there, so we were like, let's hang out, like I want to see this happen. And it was a very awesome experience.
That sounds like a lot of crazy circumstances that just all like lined up. That's gnarly. All right, so what does the album Laugh Tracks mean to you? Like, what does it come from, and what do you want it to mean for fans, kind of, if you could give them a little bit more background on it?
To me, I'm really weird about like if I'm reading or if I'm watching TV or anything, and like I'll hear a word and I'll be like, oh, that's sick, and I'll just write it down. Might not ever use it. Laugh Tracks was one of those things where before pop culture came out, it was, do I name it pop culture or do I name it Laugh Tracks? And I like the idea that both of those kind of go together. They're both just like weird, like what you wouldn't expect, just weird words. My whole like idea behind the record might not make sense like directly translating into the word Laugh Tracks, but it's basically just like how you carry yourself on the outside versus what you feel on the inside. Like putting up a front, you may seem like all calm and collected, but like really you're not. And there's a lot of that ties in throughout the album lyrically. Laugh Tracks is basically just like a metaphor for like doing what you're told. They've done like research on Laugh Tracks where they've released movies on the east side of the United States without Laugh Tracks, and movies on the west side with Laugh Tracks, and the ratings are always better when they have Laugh Tracks. It's like you have somebody telling you when something's funny. And Knocked Loose is a heavy band, so like you could listen to us and we're basically just telling you to mosh, we're just telling you to be an idiot. But it's a lot more than that, for me at least. Like, this is my only outlet, and I don't take that for granted. So that's kind of what I hope people get out of it. Like, I hope that they enjoy how aggressive it is, how heavy it is, but at the same time, like, pay attention to what people say. Like, I'm very honest behind everything that I say, and that's the only thing that I ever want to get across, is that I will always say what I feel. I'm not going to, like, sell hope that I'm not going to sell hope when I don't believe in it. I'm not going to use anxiety or depression like it's some kind of trend. Everything that I write is very time and place. So 2 years from now, I might not agree with what I said on Laugh Tracks, but I'll know that I'll be able to go back and listen to it and be like, wow, that was that time period in my life.
That's funny that you bring that up, because I actually like really saw a lot of parallels between looking up the word Deadringer and like understanding what that was. So this is what I got from it. The definition for Deadringer, it means an exact duplicate, which kind of follows the meaning behind Death Tall Hype Beast, kind of in my eyes. Like, does Laugh Tracks like relate to pop culture in the sense that, like, you know, pop culture is essentially saying, like, and Death Tall Hype Beast, you know, is kind of talking about, you know, stand for what you believe in, don't follow the crowd kind of thing. Does it kind of follow that sort of conceptually?
I wouldn't say that it like directly translates, but when we wrote DTAH, we were in such like a, that's when we first started getting like a little buzz on the internet. So it was like, okay, people think that we're heavy, then let's be heavy. And like we wrote DTAH, Burnt Toast, and Damned Earth that we ended up putting on that split in such a like short amount of time, and our only goal was to just be as ignorant as we can. So like looking back on it, we don't really, that was never the direction that we wanted to go. It's kind of just rushed, and I'm glad that people enjoyed it the way that they did. But in terms of like pop culture, the EP, I think that lyrically I could relate to that more than I could relate to anything on the split. DTAH is still something that I stand by. Like, I don't believe that anybody should just like something because it's what's cool right now. But Laugh Tracks is just like like its own entity for me personally. It's just there's a couple. I will say that there are a couple songs on Laugh Tracks where I touch base on things that I talked about on pop culture, whether it be like bringing them back up or like going more into detail about it. But yeah, it's definitely just like a new chapter for me lyrically.
What are some things lyrically and even instrumentally that you guys explore in this record that you guys have never kind of touched on in previous works?
Well, for one, this is the first record that we've written together. But Pop Culture and The Split were both written in between drummers. PacSun is our third drummer, and they were written at Isaac's computer, basically just him, just like banging out riffs, because he's a madman, and me and Kevin giving the okay. And then PacSun joined the band, and we knew that, okay, it was time to write together. We didn't, not that Isaac was doing a bad job, but like we didn't want him to have all of that responsibility. We wanted to write how I think a band should write. And then PacSun pitched the idea of adding Cole, which is our second guitarist. So Cole started writing with us before he had ever played shows, and we just got into a room with nothing and was like, who's got ideas? And like this guy would throw in a riff and this guy would throw in a riff, and we made the whole record from scratch. And I'm really proud of it in that aspect. We did try a lot of new things. There's a lot of like actual riffs. We don't just stay on the first 4 frets anymore. I think that, like, in my opinion, we're actually playing songs. We go way down on the fretboard. So like I'm excited to see how people I'm excited to see what people think about that. Lyrically, I tried to take a lot more like metaphorical approach to certain songs. Like Deadringer is obviously different lyrically than anything I've ever written, and I would say lyrically it does kind of stand out from the other songs on the record because it is very metaphorical, and that's never been my writing style. But it all just kind of like fell out of my mouth for Deadringer to where I was like, I like this, I'm just gonna have this be my like poetic song. But throughout the album, I definitely try new things.
Regarding the artwork, I noticed that this artwork is a lot different from what you had for previous works. It's not so grungy. It's kind of not so typical to what the hardcore scene puts out. Who'd you guys go with, and just kind of talk about the meaning behind it and how it relates to the album title?
A girl named Daniel Ochakji, please don't hate me if I mispronounce that. I've talked to her on the phone 1,000,000 times, and I just never asked her how to pronounce her last name. She's a wonderful artist. Pure Noise asked me what I wanted for album art, and I told them that I wanted like a comic book style artist, and I was like, I'll find somebody and let you guys know. And they were like, well, we'll find someone. And I was like, oh, okay, sick. Like, so Jake from Pure Noise hit me up and was like, I have somebody that I would like to give a try, like let try it. And he sent me Danielle's website, and I was like, I'm definitely down to give her a try. I was like, I'm going to be very honest. If I don't like it, I'm not going to put it out. And he was like, oh, absolutely. So put me in contact with her. First phone conversation I had with her went perfect. And I knew at that point that it was going to be exactly how I wanted it to be. she told me she really, really wanted to know where I was at when I wrote that record. She wanted me to send her lyrics. I sent her songs, like artists that I like. She really like did everything that she could to put herself in my shoes when she went to tackle the artwork. And that's exactly what I want out of any artist that I work with, is somebody that like won't just like pump stuff out because they're getting paid, like somebody that like really cares about what they do. And she really does, and she did a fantastic job. We had like a couple speed bumps. It wasn't her fault, it was my fault. I gave her an idea, and when I actually saw it out like in front of me, I didn't like it. And I remember just having to call her like really late at night and being like, hey, we gotta start over. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she was cool. She was like, that's fine, absolutely. And then she just sent me like a bunch of different examples of drawings that she had done. And I saw the one that ended up being the album art, and I was like, that's weird, like that's sick. And like, it originally didn't have any words on it. I thought about just like pop culture, just having it be a picture, but I think that it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it, and it is different, and that's what I like, because this very much is a new chapter for Knocked Loose, as far as like everything, merch, album art, videos, like everything that we do from here on out is like the chapter of laugh tracks. So I wanted something different. The artwork is basically just a guy wearing a mask, like how he carries himself on the outside versus how he feels on the inside. And I think that she did a perfect job at translating that. I think that it turned out great. I think that like from a listener's perspective, you would be able to look at the artwork and tell that that's what it is. I hope that I'm not wrong, but I think that you can.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So that's awesome. That's a really cool concept. So lastly, what is your personal favorite track off of this record, even if fans haven't heard it yet, just something for them to look forward to?
I'm so excited for this record. I like don't even know. Weird story, Deadringer was my least favorite until I recorded it. There's that whole like weird bridge where the drums are like doing its own thing, and like it gets kind of creepy and dark right there, and I had no idea what I was going to do vocally. And I went into the studio and we recorded with Will Putney, and I was like, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. And then when I tried what ended up making the final cut, I got so excited. I was like, oh, that's it. Like I was like, that's what we're doing, that's how we're keeping it. And it has become one of my favorites. But I would say that The Rain is one of my favorites. It has my little brother on it, Dallas, who used to sing in a band called Street Rat. The song Laugh Tracks was the hardest to record. It was the last day of recording. I had to write the lyrics in the studio. My voice was completely shot. I was so mad. I was texting my girlfriend like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was being a baby, stomping my foot around, and I just had to push through it. Looking back on it now that it's all done, that has become one of my favorite songs. It's one of my most like lyrical songs, meaning that it probably has the most lyrics. And did I say My Heroes? My Heroes is one of my favorites for sure. That was one of the last ones we wrote for the album, and we tried a lot of new things with that one. We didn't just write it as a step-by-step trail to the mosh part. It was more so like everything happened very organically, and it's got the sickest riffs that Isaac or Cole has probably ever written so far. So yeah, those songs, be on the lookout for those.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for having us, man.
No problem, thank you.
And guys, make sure to pick up the record September 16th, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Laugh Tracks.
I've been telling everybody every night, pre-orders are up. It's on the Pure Noise merch now. You just go on there and then you search Knocked Loose and you'll be able to find it. I don't know the exact link, but...
Don't be an idiot. Use google.com, okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for having us, man.
No problem.
Take it easy, guys. Kaim Interviews out.